Heroin is in your neighborhood. It doesn't discriminate, and it'll welcome anyone into its grasp. It is cheap, it is potent, and it is readily available. People who use heroin come from all walks of life, cutting across all socioeconomic boundaries. This is not something that's going on somewhere else. This is something that's happening right in our neighborhoods. Again, but there's one thing you can take away is that this is not your parents' heroin. So it's not the heroin of the 60s. It can be smoked, snorted, injected.
So heroin is our threat without question. Our heroin overdose deaths went from 5 to 3 last year, and we'll talk about that a little bit more in a second. But it absolutely is our now threat. The normal transition for a user is to socially take it orally or be prescribed, and then it's a transition to snorting a pill. From that, you're shooting a pill. Once you shoot a pill, shooting heroin is nothing. Okay, you're already in that mindset. Growing up in Queens, New York, if you used heroin or you shot dope, you were a junkie. That's not the case anymore. Kids don't think of it that way. It's just another vehicle to immediately give them the deliverance of the drug. So keeping that in mind, it's hard for the older generation sometimes to put their hand on the actual IV drug use that's going through. So our heroin arrests are up. Our heroin overdose deaths are down, but the arrests are up. Our source and supply, although Baltimore is the heroin capital of America, our source and supply is Annapolis. That's where the majority of our heroin comes from that we see that we're seizing, the information that we're getting when we do search warrants and gather intelligence, as well as our overdoses.